Hello and welcome back to the Manchester United Career Mode. This will not be a live commentary for the first time in this series. I'm just wanting to test it out and see how speaking after the fact, after the games are played, does compared to being live. But as you can see, I'm messing around with the team sheet because we have the Capital One Cup. I will not be playing in this unless it gets down to where I actually need to play for some given reason. But here we are against Dag and Red for short. And already, Ander Herrera and Ashley Young have got on the scoreboard here. Ashley Young again. So it kind of leads me to believe that even my second team is still pretty good, as you can imagine. Even Phil Jones is getting on the stat sheet with a goal. And Martial. 5-0 will be the final of this game. So pretty good result. Pretty happy with that result. And we move on to Sunderland now. I believe we're home for this one. Yes, and obviously if you want to see the team, it's on the screen, or you could pause it. I don't know how many people actually pause and look at the team. I'm sure that 98% of the people watching it doesn't care, but nice teamwork on that first play, I think from kickoff, but Martial, it was just offside by a smidge, by the closest amount you could possibly imagine. Right here's Lens down the left side of the wing, whips it in, and Jermaine Defoe puts his head on the end of that. I mean, that's just one heck of a goal. I believe it was Rojo that originally missed the header right there. Yeah, and it was just poorly defended. The slide tackle was ill-timed, and we couldn't get our head to the cross, and that's what happens. It's headed in. So 1-0 Southampton off the bat. Or Sunderland, I'm sorry. I always get Sunderland and Southampton confused for some odd reason, but Wayne Rooney's free kick, and it's just over the bar. Every single time that Rooney takes a free kick, I expect to score it with him for some reason in this game. So when it misses, it's just like, well, it's kind of a wasted opportunity. But initially good defense here, but we give it right back to Sunderland, and they work it around the top of the area here. Still working it, whips it in. Defoe on the end of it tries to get a shot off, but luckily great defense is played. And that's something I got to give credit to our defense this season. Smalling has been an absolute rock back there, but wait a minute. Look at this pass from Wayne Rooney. Not only does he get the tackle and interception, he also gets the assist on the play. What an absolutely stunning pass to Martial. Look how perfectly placed this was. One bounce. Martial had to control it and just sort of finesses it in with his left foot around the keeper. One of the more, not better goals I've scored, but in terms of just finesse and patience, it's definitely up there. And it's a very nice teamwork goal. And look at how close that was being kept in, by the way. But here we go, right off the throw-in. And as you can see, Arsenal just scored 2-1. And that gave me a little bit of encouragement to go out and get another goal of my own. Would you believe it that we scored literally seconds after Arsenal did? Arsenal went up 2-1, and now Manchester United goes up 2-1. Literally in the span of maybe 3 seconds. So that's a little bit unbelievable. I don't know if that's FIFA scripting at its best, but either way, very nice teamwork goal there, and Wayne Rooney able to get a goal. Looking like he's going to be man of the match from his efforts so far. He's got tackles on tackles, interceptions, assists, and goals now. There's a reason why he's our captain. That's his 3rd goal in the BPL. And let's continue. We're on the attack again here in the 68th minute. Looking like a good effort there, but it's broken up before we get a chance to shoot. And then a miscued header gives Sunderland a chance. What are they going to do with it? They've got an opening here. And it's whipped in and just over the bar. That was one of the more scarier moments of the game for me, because I thought not only was that a pass, and I know it was a pass, but also it could go in. So that's the scary part about that. Right here's Memphis with a long-range shot. It is off the keeper's arms. and out of bounds for a throw-in, actually. Wayne's going to get another chance at a free kick here from range, and it just goes over the bar. I figured it was going to dip lower and lower as it went on, but we'll eventually get there with Wayne to where I can hit those consistently and put them more on target. But one thing I do enjoy, and as you can see, just the ball just rose in right there from an offside call. But one thing I do enjoy is playing this game and not having to think about what I'm doing in a live commentary sense. So I kind of like this post-commentary. Tell me how everyone else is enjoying it. As Michael Carrick, of all people, gets into space and almost puts it in near post. Probably inches away from making it 3-1, but either way, I don't think it matters. Here's Martial on the attack. You know when you're on the attack and you're up in the 90th minute, you're probably going to win the game, but shots directly at the keeper. Thought it was worth a shot to shoot, and that is game. But let me know how you're liking this post-commentary after the fact, because I like it quite a bit so far. And here you see Memphis goes up from an 82 to an 83. Really expecting him to be in the 90s at some point, probably within 3 or 4 years, given if we work with him and he stays with us and he continues to put out good performances, we shouldn't have any problem. But here's the youth scout. You can go back and look at it if you want. It's going kind of quick for me. The way I edited this together is sort of a highlighted version of what I like to do. And my gosh, that was one of the slowest passes I've ever seen from kickoff. But there's a reason why I'm showing you this from kickoff. We're going into a game on the road against Cska Moscow in the Champions League. And look at this, well-worked action here. Juan Mata gets in and just out of the reach of Antonio Valencia. But still a great opening possession. Thought I'd include that. Another good possession here. Ashley Young down the wing. He's going to cut inside with some great action. Spins middle, and the pass is a little bit arid towards the middle of the box. But we're able to get it back, and we're continuing to work with it. If you can't tell already, I don't necessarily like to use skill moves that much. I'm more of a passing type in terms of getting my teammates active and really focusing on trying to set them up as the game goes along instead of just maybe a solo run, because solo runs tend not to work for me for some reason. But look at this shot from Doumbia. Luckily, David De Gea is all over it. He's able to cover it. But good defense here initially from Cska Moscow, but we're going to get a chance here. Wayne Rooney goes inside, goes around, and apparently the call is Wayne Rooney is going to get a yellow card for basically a loose ball situation. Like, look at this. So he's got possession and just comes in, I guess, a hair too late, and Cska Moscow's defender was able to boot it away, and it's a yellow card for Wayne Rooney. I didn't think that deserved a yellow or warranted a yellow, but very, very clutch defensive play there from Chris Smalling to stop Eremenko from going any farther. It was likely to be a goal in that situation. And here we are on the attack. I just tried to flip it over the top, but it wasn't there. And look at this play. Smalling gets absolutely destroyed here. I think that should warrant a yellow card, but it didn't. He's injured. I'm not sure exactly how long he's going to be out for. And we have to sub in Phil Jones for him. But take another look at this. Like, what is it? Goodness gracious. I believe that was Doumbia that came over the top of Smalling. And we're going to see this again in slow motion because that was just absolute. Like, he came in after the fact, landed on top of his head, and look at Smalling's leg extend. That is not anything that, like, gosh, man. That's rough. Like, that seems like that could be upwards of a week's time there, at least. Darmian on the wing plays a beautiful ball to Wayne Rooney, and he slips it in for the goal. 1-0 Manchester United, 69th minute. He's going to slap the flag stick in celebration. And man, Darmian has played unbelievable for me so far. Look at this first time pass. The defender just misses it by inches. And speaking of a game of inches, Ep.5 unable to save it. Wayne puts it just outside of his reach and smashes it into the left side of the net. And that may be one of the more beautiful goals I've ever scored, simply because of the pass. The pass curved in at such an angle that just made it beautiful. We're bringing out Schweinsteiger and Mata and putting in a lineup that I think could maybe get us another goal and another midfielder to sort of provide more support. Basically everything you need in the midfielder for this late in the game. And Luke Shaw gets a yellow card here for basically playing defense. Look at this. He literally kicks the ball into his midsection. Luke Shaw has balls of steel, apparently, and just steps in and gets a yellow card. So I don't necessarily understand that. Yellow cards were being handed out left and right. I actually bring De Gea out of the net a little bit here, but that's sort of a bait and switch tactic that I like to use. And look at this. We're going to get a good opportunity here on offense. And the pass is good and could have been a goal from Martial. Now I want you to look at this replay very closely. Ep.5 gets the save because the back end of his hand. He reaches back at the last second and was able to get a hand on it. But here, Cska Moscow with a good attempt, but David De Gea able to save it. He has been very, very good for us throughout the start of the season. I expect the good form to continue. But that's going to do it. We're going to walk away with the win, and that's all that matters. But that's going to do it for me. Next time we have Arsenal. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And as always, have a nice day.